Hey guys, my name is Brian Fantana, and we have so much to talk about. Like, number one, live streaming, Operation Firestorm, people that like to do somersaults through the air, and how I nonchalantly jump out of a multi-million-dollar jet. And I know that doesn't make sense immediately, but I think about it this way. It's just like the age-old saying of, disregard females, acquire currency. But it's in that same train of thought, except in this situation it's more like, disregard expensive aerial aircraft, acquire communication equipment. It's one of those ones. And it doesn't make a whole lot of sense why I would jump out of a jet to get an MCOM. But good morning, Carl. But check out the Velociraptor, brochacho. Clever girl, okay? I was extremely surprised when this googly-eyed Russian medic running around throwing bro boxes everywhere. Bro boxes as in ammo. I'll explain later, but I was very surprised when he had the intelligence to shoot me underneath a gasoline truck. I mean, I was not as surprised as this gentleman here. You know, not as surprised as that guy, but still very surprised nonetheless. Now, as I'm cruising down the street in my 6.4, or cruising through the desert in my Growler rather, I can easily say the Humvee is better, because that shielded MG is so deadly from so many different ranges. It is ridiculous. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drop down from the ceiling here. You're going to ask why. I'm going to say, for justice, as I get one gentleman and, good morning, Carl. Feel free to let me shoot you in the chest, and then you're going to be a nice comforting meat shield while I steal your weapon and shoot your teammates in the face. So, I'm going to go ahead and reload, and it took me a second or two to realize this KH-2000 was burst, so please forgive the learning gap there, but that Carl is just like a Holiday Inn. There's so many different amenities, and he just became a ghost. I don't know what happened there. That's some serious witchcraft, but you know, he became a meat shield. He let me shoot him in the chest after dropping down from the ceiling. He gave me his weapon. It was just wonderful. And I don't know why people think that jumping at me is more effective. Like, maybe if I jump at the bro, maybe he might not kill. No, it's not going to work that way. Now, I wish the Growler was shielded. I would like it more, but it's just not doing it for me. Now, I'm going to go ahead and cower and turtle in the corner over here and wait till my eyes stop bleeding, excuse me. And I'm going to tell you about the live stream. Okay, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm going to be live streaming for 6 or 7 hours. I'm going to start about 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I don't know what time that is for you. You should probably look it up. And I'm also going to be, like from now on, I'm going to be live streaming, not on any particular schedule, but during the week, on a lot of weeknights, just because I enjoy doing it, and it's two-way communication. You know, these videos are more like, alright bro, let me tell you exactly how to do everything, and let me sound really pretentious and conceited. That's sort of the backdraw to these videos, but the live stream I really get to answer a lot of your questions, I get to interact with you guys, and that's two-way interaction. I like that a lot more. So, I will leave a link in the description to all that information. It is fine and dandy, so I suggest that you come check it out. Now, I realize that it took me a while to arm that charge. I was dancing around it for quite a while, but I like to think that I don't exactly like to dive in. You know, there's those people like, alright bro, I'm going to dive directly towards that objective, and I'm not one of those people. I like to take my time, not waste my life, because as you can see, I'm the only person even remotely close. And I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad, bro, chacho. Even Sir Aquila over here killed me. Not even mad because clearly I got the objective, and you all get crushed. Just surprise. That was a little icing on the cake there. And I know it's fast forwarding, but there was and I killed myself. What happened was, I don't know why, but when you're on a steep incline going upward and you jump out, sometimes you just get caught in your own rotors, and it's not pretty. I mean, like I said earlier, the whole concept of jumping out of your jet at that elevation when it's worth how many $1 million is fairly far-fetched as it is, but yes, this team was as bad as it sounds, just so you guys know, and I had to flank, and this is what brings me back to my Bad Company 1 days, right here, that I can flank this wide all the way around here. This is what I love doing. This is like my bread and butter, but that's a lot of carbs, so I really wouldn't call it that. Now, I usually take this ladder all the way up, and for some reason, this guy doesn't exactly know how to climb a ladder very quickly. He likes to take his sweet time climbing up the ladder. even though they tried to arm it one more time, that's still not going to work. As I get this gentleman here, but as you're going to see, yet again, just like the first objective, I like to take my time instead of wasting my life and having to run all the way from my spawn again when I've got teammates that are awful. So another gentleman there, and you see 7 tickets. I'm not even worried. I am not even slightly worried because I know that I can do it, and I know that I have that comfort zone of. And I don't know how I didn't kill that gentleman. Maybe somebody else beat me to it, but one more gentleman before I go down. Okay, so I basically said, okay, we've got 6 or so tickets, 6 to 8 tickets left. Might want to go down, but like I said, that comfort zone is, even if you arm it, the opposing team has to defuse it before they actually win or win that specific base. I don't know why that guy was camping inside a cardboard box being a box monster, but double kill, running riot. I actually don't remember what running riot is, and that voice was not even close to what I was going for, but eat your small, just right in his mouth. Like, that's cruel. Okay, that is cruel. I don't think anybody ever deserves to be direct impacted with an RPG, but of all people, Screaming Oranges probably does deserve. Now, yes, that is basically me carrying my team, and I'm not going to brag about that. I enjoy this a lot more than playing with a bunch of great players who are just outstanding, and I don't really have to do anything, but we finally take the base. Now, I was debating that in my mind. I said to myself, I don't know, sometimes I surprise myself in the way that I speak. You guys are going to have to forgive me, but sometimes I say to myself, okay, do I like the option of, okay, I arm the charge, and then we go down to 0 tickets, and the defending team is forced to defuse it instead of just the Bad Company 2 style of, as soon as you hit 0, you're done, bro, chacho, like, the game's over. I think it's a little bit better in this format, in Battlefield 3. I'm not hating on Bad Company 2. You guys know how much I love the Battlefield Bad Company series and Bad Company 2, but it is a better feature because it forces, it gives that little edge to the attacking team, and a lot of times, you guys know on most maps, the defending team has such an advantage. As I get one more gentleman, and I know you're going to be mad because I'm not using the Glock, and I thought about my use of the Glock, and according to the game, he says, I've got the Louis Vuitton belt buckle holding the Glock, no beam, no silencer, and he knows when to pop. So I thought, is it sort of blasphemy to what I'm trying to represent with a Glock in using a laser or using a silencer? I don't think so, but yet again, every single pistol in this game has something to bring to the table. I think that the Glock takes a lot of bullets, man. It takes a lot of bullets, and sometimes I would just rather go for the M9. Now, oh yeah, and by the way, some of you like the 45. Put your flashlight away, please. And yes, it is true that DICE made the sun brighter instead of making their flashlights a little bit dimmer, which is fairly odd in my personal opinion. But you know, it's your game, DICE. Do with it what you will. I'm not going to really comment any further on the flashlight of the sun, but as I get one more gentleman here, I have to say that I want your bro box, but I do not want your class, okay? And that's another thing that came up in the live stream. Somebody said bro box, and then I just thought it was a perfect name for the resupply of ammunition. And another thing that got mentioned was swag sauce. Somebody said swag sauce after I got like some sort of pin or medal. And one more gentleman running around in the dark, and that is one advantage of the warehouse, okay? If you're stationary in the warehouse and somebody else runs inside, you're going to get so many kills that way just because you're in the darkness and you're difficult to see. Now, swag sauce got mentioned in the live stream, something about me getting a special ribbon, and then swag sauce came about, and that's another recommendation of mine. Just the live stream is so goofy and it's so fun for me and you as well. Hopefully for you, but I encourage you to come check it out. Now, beyond that, I would like to say that amazing spawn decision, by the way, Badger. You catfish. Why would you ever do that? Like, that's clearly an awful decision, but I would like to say that I cannot run the support class, okay? It just says, you know what? I am such a Carl when it comes to the support class. I can just not do it. And you want to know why? It's because of the hip fire. I'm so used to just, okay, you know what? The brochacho is like 15 to 20 meters away. I'm even more ambitious than that. Like 25 meters, whatevskis, dog. I'm going to go ahead and hip fire him, but clearly does not work with the saw, okay? Do not try that with the saw. You will fail miserably. You'll get shot in the face 9 times out of 10, and you will look awful in front of all your teammates. Now, at the same time, you do have 100 rounds and so forth, and yet again with a Growler, like, a lot of people do not expect a stationary person on a Growler for some reason. I mean, I usually don't look at a Growler when it's stationary because it looks like such a conspicuous target that I would never bother to look, but yet again, a second kill. Now, as the arm here, I basically knew I was going to die anyway, so I said, you know what, why not get out and shoot at the objective and make sure that it's totally clear. If this catfish wants to lurk on the upper deck in the darkness like some sort of ghoul, feel free, Gargoyle, just whatever, I'm not even mad. I ain't even mad, but we get the objective yet again with how many tickets left. I mean, it's usually close, but that is very, very close, even for Operation Firestorm. One more catfish here. I just saved Carl's life right there. Just feel free to not thank me whatsoever. Now, I know that sounds a little pretentious, but I clearly did just save his life, so I think that there's some sort of merit there. Now, like I said with the support class, and there's a support player right there, I can't get my head around not having good hipfire. It's just, I don't know if it's the way I play or the way that I like to operate, but hipfire is just so convenient. I would rather have hipfire in 30 rounds, 31 rounds, rather than a saw with 200 rounds and awful hipfire. I just seem to lose too many of my close range engagements. And yes, I did try. Yeah, okay, like for example, I'll be a catfish and I'll run the saw with like a grip, a red dot, and the extended mag, which is a catfish class, by the way, but I won't comment any further. And instead of going throughout buildings or close quarters with the saw, I'll run around with a really good pistol, but even then, you still get outgunned quite a bit, so that didn't really work out for me. And the M4A1 and the M16, some of the variations like the M416, I'm very, very content with those weapons. Now, a lot of people have been talking about the SCAR being overpowered. I think that's true to an extent, but it's still, at range, the bullets are, it seems like there's a lot of recoil, but I think at this point in the game, I have to play it a lot more to really realize, okay, this is a catfish overpowered weapon, and why are you prone on the ground? I don't understand why he wouldn't take cover somewhere else. But I'm going to go ahead and arm the charge here, and I knew exactly where they were. Okay, I knew exactly where they were. They always lurk in this broken building over here because it's a perfect vantage point of that objective right there. And why do I think that? I think about that in my brain. I would totally lurk there myself, so I'm going to look there for other guys. Now, come here, you. I don't approve of your conduct. Give me your sandwich right in his mouth. Okay, that screaming orange is the same guy. I don't know what it was with sticking my knife in his mouth, and then you guys remember the first objective where I shot the SMAW directly into his mouth? I don't know what the deal was there, but he was a goofy individual, okay? That guy was goofy. Not as goofy as the guys on Dalmavon Peak that like to do somersaults, but he was still fairly goofy, okay? Yeah, I would say that Screaming Oranges and the somersaulting gymnasts of Dalmavon Peak are equally as goofy. Now, this is all, guys. I will see you guys in the live stream tomorrow, hopefully, and I'd also recommend that you go over and follow my live stream. It is very enjoyable for me, and it's fun to interact with you guys. Now, I will see you guys next time. Auf Wiedersehen und bis bald, and your bonus clip is the somersaulting gentleman of Karg Island. These somersaulters are everywhere, and they're extremely terrifying. So, I will see you guys tomorrow. Later! Actually, you know what? I don't feel as if that really did justice to the... I don't want to say justice too many times in the same commentary to avoid sounding like Batman, but I don't feel that did justice to the Fallout series, so I'm going to try that one more time. Alright, so don't feed the Yaogwai, and later!